What's going on, y'all? Welcome to Joel Friday TV. I am Joel Friday. Welcome to the show. A few announcements before we get started. Hit that like button, smack it. Later, smack down the like, subscribe, and share button. Tell your peoples about the show so we get the subscribers up and the message out. Do it now. Help a brother out. As you guys know, we are live Monday through Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific time on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and Punchy.tv. And on any of those platforms you can watch, but also you can call in 888-775-3773, 888-775-3773, and we could talk about whatever. The election, are you disappointed? Are you happy? What you think it might come for the future? What does this mean? Whatever it is, we can get into it. If for whatever reason you can't call in, but you still have a question or comment, or you just want to support the show, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/JoelFridayTV, or go directly to the YouTube live chat. Hit the super chat button there. I'll read your question or comments live on air. And all that good stuff. Y'all, real quick. Woo, 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 woo. Oh, that sounded more like a gorilla than a root. But guess what? As you guys know, who's in there? The main man, DJ T. He got in there. He in there. Shout out Donald Trump. He got in there. Fought the good fight, still fighting it. It's just the beginning. It was kind of the middle. But he's in there. Listen, I got some stuff to say about it. I want to hear what you guys think about it. I also have a little lightweight message to share with you guys. A little lightweight. And we're going to get into it, but listen. He's in there. Trump is in there. Congratulations to Trump. Congratulations to all the supporters. We know we've just been sitting here patiently, just chilling out, relaxing, and just waiting and seeing. And we've just been waiting and seeing, and we're seeing. He's in there. We'll see what happens from here. I got some stuff I want to say about it, but really quick, I went to a little grocery store down the street because, you know, I wanted to get some little celebratory juice, but the Christian one, which is the cider. So I got a couple bottles of cider, and as I'm walking in the store, a black lady with a Trump shirt on, she's walking in the store too. I was like, hey. And she's like, we did it, huh? I was like, we did it. Black lady. And I go in there and get my little cider. And I'm walking out. And the song that's playing in the store is What a Lovely Day. What a lovely day. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful little moment. So, it's amazing stuff. Zenny says, Trump. So, I want to comment on it a little bit. Just to speak on how, from my point of view, how I see it, and how it's been for me watching it. And I always say this, you guys know this. I'm not like crazy involved in the politics like that. I'm not. But, I got my eye on it a little bit, and I'm paying attention, and I just be seeing some stuff. And it's just interesting to me that Trump was in 2016. He got in there, and he was doing his thing, and then they got him out, right? 2020, they got him out, right? And some will say it was fair, some will say it wasn't. We don't know for sure, right? For the sake of the channel. Some will say it's fair, some will say it's not. That's fair to say. But they got him out regardless. 2020, they got him out there. Trump is 78, right? The man could have said, you know what? I'm hanging it up. I'm done. You know, I did what I fought the good fight. I did what I could, but they kicked me out. I'm gone. I gotta, you know what? I'm gonna just retire. I got enough money. You know, I got me a family. I have a son, Barron, right? He was probably like 14 at the time. I got a young son. I got grandbabies. You know, I can just focus on my businesses a little bit. I can golf as much as I want. I can retire, live happily ever after. He could have did that. The man's 78. Man's 78, he could have retired. He did his part. He went 4 years and did what he could, you know. And they got him out there. And Trump said, no, I'm going to keep fighting. I'm going to go back. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to go back again. We're going to run it again. No, we're not going to take this loss. We're not going to lose the war. That we may have lost the battle. We're not losing the war. And Trump came back and fought and fought and fought with all the odds against him, y'all. All the odds against him. They try to convict him. They try to throw allegations on him, sexual harassment. They did all these things. 34 counts, conviction, smear his name, everything. They threw all the tricks. Right? And you can't outsmart God, for one. You cannot outsmart God, and you can't trick God. What is meant to be will be, period. But they try to throw all their little things, and guess what? It's just sliding off the back. 2 attempted assassinations. They tried to kill the man. How could I forget that part? I almost forgot. They tried to kill the man. Shot him in the ear. Right? Barely missed his head. And a man got back up and won the election. What kind of person is this? What is going on? It's a beautiful thing to see because we don't get to see this often. We don't get to see this often. Now, people of Bond get to see strong people stand up, right? JLP and friends, right? So that's cool and stuff. But we don't get to see like people on a mass scale. Like we don't get to see people like in, you know, mainstream media do stuff like this. And we're so used to seeing the opposite. And it's just a crazy thing to watch. It's nice because it just inspires you to step your game up. Right? Just to know that you're not alone in this fight and there's somebody who on the mainstream level who is out there doing what they can, right? And that's not to say Donald Trump is perfect and that he got everything right and he doesn't have a past and he don't got things going on. No, that's not what it's about. It's about right now in this moment. And he's a real representation of strength. And he's really trying to fight for the country. And you could just tell if you're paying attention by his character. And we've seen evidence of his true character shine through. And you don't get to see people's true character often in mainstream media, but also politicians. You don't get to see people's true character. Why? Because everything's always so scripted. Everything's always so like routine. You don't get to see true character. But we've got to see Trump's true character shine through these attacks against him. The man getting shot at, he hits the floor. Security hasn't, Secret Service hasn't got on top of him yet, right? He gets shot in the ear. He's on the floor. He's still exposed to the shooter. His life could have ended on so many different occasions in that moment, right? Secret Service gets on top. Donald Trump gets up. They're trying to get off the stage. And for a brief moment, he wants the people to know they're not going to stop us. We're here to fight, and we're going to keep fighting. Character. That's character. That is character. And even liberals, even Democrats respected it. Outspoken and not outspoken. Just solid. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. So we're just happy. We're happy that a man like Trump is in there. Also, it was never a competition with Kamala. Let's be real. It was never really a competition with Joe. It was never really a competition. But we'll speak about Kamala. It was never Kamala was never gonna win. Everybody knew that. The Democrats knew that. The supporters knew that. They just didn't want Trump in there. But Kamala wasn't no competition with Trump. Come on, let's be real. For one, Kamala didn't even get voted for. So we know that. But it wasn't a competition because she doesn't have that. She doesn't have that in all her interviews and all that stuff, you know, she may be a little politician and be able to say the right things, but she didn't have that material. Everybody knew that. So there was no competition. The only competition Trump had was the controllers. The controllers of the parties. The behind the scenes. I don't know what that is. The deep state, the establishment, I don't know what to call it. But the people behind the scenes really making the calls, pulling the strings, right? That's what the competition was. And who knows? Maybe they still think they're pulling strings or they're pulling, who knows? But the point is, the competition was not at face value Kamala Harris. No. Trump was competing against outside forces that could easily prevent him from getting back in there, though he had the popularity, though he had the votes. That's who Trump was worried about. He wasn't thinking about no Kamala. Come on. Trump was not thinking about no Kamala. And they tried to say, Trump, could you debate her again? Nah, I'm good. For what? For what? So that was that. But now we got to keep them alive. Now we got to keep them alive. Now we got to keep them alive because they're coming. This doesn't stop. This doesn't stop. Now we got to keep them alive. How do we keep them alive? We wish them well. We wish you well. We pray for Donald Trump. A simple prayer, nothing crazy. A prayer like, Lord, we wish your presence to be with Mr. Donald Trump. And we wish that your will be done. And we wish him well. Amen. That's it. Simple prayer. And we just keep doing what we do in our normal lives. Work on ourselves, overcome. And I got more I want to say about that. But first, I want to talk about what I think might happen from here. And listen, don't listen to me because I'm just a fly on the wall. Okay? In this in this realm of politics, okay? I'm just a fly on the wall. My thing is the more religious message. I'm just a fly on the wall here, but this is just what I think. Is my little projection for one with this deportation thing. I think that Trump is going to clamp down on the border for sure. He's going to try to build that wall and he's going to make it happen. They're going to try to stop him, but he's going to get in there. He's going to make it happen because he got authority. Trump got authority, even past the powers that be. Trump got authority. So he's going to get that built the best he can within his 4 years. He's going to shut the border down. The border is going to be tight. But about him deporting everybody that's already here, I don't know if he's going to do that. I don't know if he's going to do that. I think he's going to deport the ones that are obvious risks, like the criminals, the drug dealers, the thug members. He's going to deport those that are obvious risks, right? But the ones that just kind of fly underneath the radar, who don't really bother people much, but, just kind of there. I don't think he's going to do a major deportation on them, a mass deportation, just all illegals back to your country. I don't think it's going to be that hard. I don't think it's going to be like that. I think he's going to play it smart. I think he's going to stand firm, but he's not going to get too radical. I don't see that happening. But I also see that because there's so many Republicans and conservatives excited that Donald Trump's in there, they're going to impose what they want for him to do and want for the country. And Donald Trump may not get to all those, or he's going to do it in his own way, the way he sees fit. And a lot of people are going to turn on him, a lot of the supporters. Because everybody's so happy and excited and high on the hog now, right? He got him back in there. Amen. And then now they're going to impose their beliefs and how they think the country should be ran under Donald Trump's leadership. And then when he does things differently, they're going to turn on him. They're going to flip on him. Callers that be calling into the show, like finally Trump's in there, they'll be flipping on him. They're going to be criticizing him, judging him, saying he didn't do this. He said he was going to do this. That's just going to happen. So I feel like I see that happening too. But I think that Trump has a job to do, and he knows what job he needs to do, whether people agree with it or not, and he's going to get it done. I believe that to be true. And I'm cool with whatever that is. You know what I mean? I'm cool with whatever that is. Because we're fortunate that he's back in there, and whatever he can get done, little to large, we're just happy something's going on. We just happy he's in there. You're just grateful. Be grateful for what it is. Grateful for today. Whatever he can do today, we grateful for it. And what he can do tomorrow, then it is what it is. Our trust is not in Donald Trump. Our trust is in God. So you can have your little beliefs and little debates, but he in there, he the one with authority, and he's going to do what he needs to do. And he's going to learn and grow just like every other person has to as well. So we pray for Donald Trump. We wish him well. And all that comes with that. Now, really quick, and then I'm going to get to some calls. I want to talk about the people. Ooh-wee. Because I was online. I was online, and the people who were reacting to Donald Trump winning was interesting. And I brought this up because we can all relate to this in some kind of way. Listen, Let's be real. Let's be honest with self. But the reactions to Donald Trump losing, Donald Trump winning, Kamala losing, was interesting. And I want to make a little point about that. And then I'll get to calls. So here's the first clip. Here's a little compilation. This is from X. This is from Ultra_Majesty on X. This is a compilation of liberal meltdown after Trump win last night. Here we go.
About the election, right? We all are gonna just go have the best night's sleep of our lives, aren't we?
I'm done with you. I'm done with you and your mother and your sister. I'm just done with all of this.
Guys, we literally don't even have to panic. We literally don't even have to freak out right now. We don't even have to we don't have to freak out. We don't have to freak out because it's not even real. Because recount the vote!
I just voted and I chose family.
End this reign of terror now.
I chose family. I chose women. I chose America. I love you.
We're moving on. I'm moving on. We're moving on.
I love all of this. Let's do it. Let's do this.
We were wrong. It's an utter betrayal for anybody that is not a cisgendered white Christian.
If you voted for that man, if you voted for anybody other than Kamala and you live in one of the states that it was, close, or if you didn't vote, I don't want to hear about how life gets under his policies. Live with that decision. Sit with it. Let it make you uncomfortable. You.
So that's just people emotional and really caught up into something, right? This mattered so much to them, and this was like something that was important to them, and they had a weird identity with it. And we could all relate to some degree, right? But the point I want to make about this, and this is the thing that I'm more interested in. This is the thing that interests me the most, is that Trump is going to save the country the best he can, right? In 4 years, he's going to do what he can. Trump can do that part, do his part in saving the country. But Trump can't save you. Trump can't save you. Neither can Kamala. These politicians, nobody's going to save you. So these people who are attached in this way, I don't know, for whatever reason, maybe they think that they can be saved by Kamala in office. Like life is going to be better. But they can't save you. You have to save yourself. And I realize this, and then I'm off this, is if you want rest, if you want peace, if you want natural energy, if you want to get off the drugs and alcohol and the stuff, then you have to let go. You have to let go of control. And this, when I tell you, this is so not understood in the average church that blowing my mind as I learn more and more about it is that you overcome when you let go of control. You overcome when you stop trying to do it of yourself. You let go. Stop trying to prevent things. Stop trying to avoid things. Stop trying so hard and forcing it. You gotta hands off. And that's the only way God can really start drawing you in and taking these things away, because you gotta surrender to him. That is so key that I can't even explain. I can't even put enough emphasis on it. Because that's the very thing that most people are missing in Christianity or religion, is we always think that we can do something about it. Help our salvation. You can't do that. Nothing's going to help it until you let go and surrender. Let go. Stop trying to control it. And when you do things that you think that you don't like or you think that are wrong, which is not wrong, right? It's just your issues coming out. But if you do things that are wrong, just watch it. Don't try to prevent yourself from it. Don't try to control it. Don't try to stop it. Don't, when you're in your head, don't try to make yourself be present. Just watch, be aware of the fact that you are doing these things. Let go of trying to put a grip on it or put an end to it. And what happens is, I talk about on my show all the time, what happens is God will just start to draw you in slowly in time when he's ready to do it. And he draws you in with renewing your mind, right? Giving you understanding about these things, right? He gives you understanding, wisdom on these things as you're going through and experiencing them. But if you're judging yourself right when these things happen, you're not learning the lesson. You're just now going back into guilt and then trying to prevent it. I'm a bad person. I was doing this for a very long time. I'm a bad person. Oh, I should have fought harder. Oh, I should have endured harder. Oh, and not learning the lesson. Not seeing what's going on. And you learn, he renews your mind, he draws you back in, and then slowly but surely your taste for certain things start to change. It just starts to change. Until one day you just don't have it anymore. He's got to draw you in, but he can only change it when you don't focus on it. My last example, and then I'm done. That's funny. Right when I said that, Zenny said, can you give us an example of something you have overcome? Perfect. Let me think. I'll give you a couple of examples. I'll give you a silly one, but it's a good example. And then I'll give you like a more serious one. So, I'll give you the more serious one first. So I used to go out and hang out with my friends, and we used to go party on the weekends, right? And we used to drink and all that stuff. And I wasn't like a crazy drinker, but I would be having fun. I would turn up, right? But I never drank outside of the weekends, like throughout the week or anything like that, right? But I used to enjoy going out and stuff. I used to enjoy going out. And as I was going out, though, I started to realize that the group of friends I was hanging around at the time, I ended up being a babysitter. I ended up babysitting. I ended up having to take care of people, avoid fights. And then I was like, I can't be doing this anymore. So I ended up stopped going around. And then at that point, I had no one to go out with. So I wasn't going out. And after a while, me not going out, I just wasn't being involved in those things. And it wasn't by force. It wasn't by force. I just knew that I didn't want to be watching my back if I was going to have to fight or something or have to babysit. I didn't want to have to do that. So it just naturally, I just stopped going out. And then I would still drink though. I would still drink casually. I would like, if it was like a kickback or we were hanging out at a friend's house and I would drink and do this kind of stuff. And one day it was New Year's Eve. I don't remember what year it was, but it was years ago. It was New Year's Eve. And I had a drink. And after I'm like, what's the point? I'm not like, I don't need to drink this. No one's forcing me to drink it. I'm done with it. And since then, I've been done with it. Now, I don't like to be crazy straight edge with things because I don't think that that's necessary. If I want to like have a sip of something here, then whatever it happens, it rarely happens because I just don't have a taste really for a desire to go out and drink. But if I want to pick up a beer here and there, then casually, then whatever, it is what it is. But I don't have a desire for it. I just dropped it. And that happened on its own. I didn't tell myself I'm gonna stop drinking because I didn't think what I was doing was bad. I didn't feel like the way I was drinking was bad. I didn't have a judgment on it. So it was dropped. My second example is when I was in high school, this is a silly one, but it makes sense. When I was in high school, I used to love me shoes. Typical black. I used to love shoes. I want to be a sneakerhead. I think that's what they call it. A sneaker guy. I wanted all the shoes. I used to have a bunch of shoes. I used to have like 30 pair of Vans, literally. In like my freshman, sophomore year, I had like 30 pair of Vans, different colors, shades. I had all the shoes. Like I used to love shoes. And I used to say my first job, I can't wait to get a job so I can go have a bunch of shoes. So I would like, that's what I look forward to. And I got a job, and I wasn't making enough, so I couldn't buy shoes that I wanted. So I'm like, crap. Oh, wait, I can't say crap. But I'm like, I got to get a better job so I can get more shoes. Long story short, eventually I got a better job, but over time, my taste for shoes changed. I used to want shoes, clothes, all that stuff. And fast forward, I can't even be at the mall longer than 20 minutes. No desire to go shopping. No desire to be in there looking. I just don't have the desire to do it. And I couldn't wait to get a job to do that stuff. But eventually it fell away. And the reason why it fell away is because I didn't have no pressure on that. I didn't think that was bad. I didn't have a judgment. Oh, shoes is bad. But no, it eventually fell away. The reason why we stay stuck to things, I'm not even lying to you guys here. The reason why we stay stuck to things is because we have a judgment about them as wrong, and we try to prevent them and control it, and it only digs us deeper. You gotta let go. Stop trying. It's not that big of a deal either. It's not that big. A lot of these things that we think are so bad, it's not that big of a deal. It's not an excuse or a pass, because then he's going to call me and say, you giving everybody a pass? It's not an excuse or a pass to just be wild and crazy. No, that's on you. I'm just saying that don't be so overly judgmental about it. I was doing that for a long time, didn't work. It's not that important. It's not that serious. Just be aware and just watch it all happen and trust God. Have faith. Have faith that God is working on your behalf. That's what faith is. You don't know if he's going to take it away, but you have faith that he will. That's what faith is. How are you going to have faith if you already know? There ain't no risk. That's what faith is. You don't know, but you trust. Because you know enough that God is with you. So you got to let go is the point. Then he said, I was just dialing a number. Politicians can't save you. You got to save you. But you got to work on you by letting go. Stop kind of trying to control your life. And it seems so crazy, and it seems like the opposite effect. It seems counterintuitive to do it that way. Oh, sorry, not counterintuitive. He black, wrong word. Counterproductive to do that. Like, how am I going to get better by doing nothing? God operates in some mysterious ways that you wouldn't think would be right, but that's how it goes. Let go. All right, I'm off that. I'm done. Let me get to the calls. And then some super chats, maybe. Amazing stuff. Let me go to William out of California. William, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, man.
How's it going, William?
I'm doing all right. Let's keep them numbers going. I see your numbers growing.
Right on. Appreciate it.
You know I support you, man. And, you know, I meant to ask you something a couple of weeks ago. You're into dancing. You can really get down, man. I give you credit on that, man. You can pop.
Appreciate it.
Do you know about this guy? He's either in Germany or the UK. His name is Joshua.
Joshua.
He has a lot of shorts on Instagram. There's like a group of dancers, and they are bad.
I'd have to see. Do you have like a last name or an Instagram name?
I don't. I'm not sure. The guy can dance, man. I'm like, God, look at this dude. Yeah, he can dance, man. I wonder if Joel knows.
I have to. I'm sure I do, though. I'm sure I do if I seen him.
Yeah, he's in a lot of contests. You know, they have some pop offs.
Yeah.
In Europe, a lot of times.
What style of dance? What style of dance do you know? Like, is he pop, break dancing?
You know, pretty much everything that in the pop locking and the cut up category. You know, all that stuff really comes from L.A. and San Francisco and Oakland.
Yeah.
You know, in the early 70s. You know, all of that stuff was originated down there where you are. As you know, Rerun and all those guys, the originals. Yeah, all that style. He does that style.
Interesting. I might know who. Is he white, black? What is he?
He's black. He's black. He's black. He's man. He's good though.
Okay. I'll look into it.
Yeah. I just wanted to drop some facts on you and congratulate you for standing through all of this stuff the last 4 years, and your show is getting better and better.
Nice.
Yesterday, your show yesterday was very interesting.
Nice. In what way?
Well, Joel, here's a news flash. Just like I gave James facts 4 years ago and said Trump is coming back, here's some facts for you. And I'm going to go back just as far as you might know.
All right.
Because I know you're younger. I'm going to say something, and you're going to say good or bad, okay?
Okay.
All right. Were the black tribes that took you and I's ancestors in Africa good for blacks or bad? I would say that would be bad, right?
Right.
Okay. Was the civil rights movement good for the blacks or bad?
Bad.
Was the NAACP good for blacks or bad?
I'm not familiar with them, but bad because I know a couple of those people that are attached to it.
Let's see. Was Kamala Harris good for the blacks or bad?
Bad. Is she even black?
No, she's not. Was Barack Obama good for the blacks or bad?
Bad.
Was the Black Panther Party good for the blacks or
bad?
Was BLM good for blacks or bad?
Bad. Worst.
Mm-hmm. Is Langston University with a 17% graduation rate good for the blacks or bad?
A 70% what?
17%
Oh,
graduation rate.
that's not good.
One of those black colleges.
That's
Good or
not
bad?
good.
Okay. All right. Antifa, good or bad?
Bad.
Uh-huh. Democratic Party, good or bad?
Mess. But I'm running out of time, so cut to the point if you can.
Let's just say this.
Yeah.
The young lady that cut that little girl's hair. That was absolutely
Oh my
disgusting.
gosh. Yeah.
Disgusting. And if you notice, the little girl had eyelashes too.
Yeah, I did see that.
And her mother looked like a clown.
Yeah, it was bad too.
And so I'm going to let you get to your next callers now. And her mother looked like a clown, and that is absolutely not how you handle something like that. And to get on Instagram and do it live is ridiculous.
No.
That black excellence thing, it's just not working. The situation with Kamala, you don't run your campaign with Cardi B, Beyonce Knowles, because none of that stuff is good.
No. And people, and that should have been evident to the people, right? She shouldn't even thought that was even going to work, but that's how demoralized we are.
Yeah. Well, I see that you got jumped on after that. And do you think there's something written somewhere where you, on your show, can't talk about the blacks?
Exactly.
Especially black women.
Exactly, as if they're off limits, as if...
Well, they're not off limits because they're thieves. They're in the news every day. They're getting arrested more than the black men. They're being thrown in jail right now so much. They're in the stores stealing. They're resisting arrest. Is that good or is that bad?
That's bad.
I don't think you remember your mother being rolled around and thrown on the ground by the police for stealing eyelashes out of Walmart. I don't have my mother doing nothing like that, so it's bad. I'm going to go ahead and let you get to the next callers and everything. Just want to hit you with facts. You are allowed to talk about the blacks. I
appreciate it, William. Thank you. Call me again. Yeah, this... You know, it is really taboo to talk about black people. Now you don't want to go to the other end of the extreme and now say, well, the blacks don't have the right to tell me that I can't talk about blacks. I'm going to go out there and say it anyway. Because you don't want to be dumb, right? You don't want to get yourself killed over something silly like that. The moment will present itself where you can just be honest and straight up. And if you have a podcast or whatever, you have the right to speak about it or whatever, right? So you still want to be wise about it, but it shouldn't be taboo to talk, have conversation, because the blacks do it about the whites all day long. And even before, well, I don't know, I wasn't alive, but everybody talked about everybody. Even if it was judgment, even if it was negative talk, even if it was gossip, everybody has been gossiping and talking about each race for a long time. And it wasn't no taboo that you shouldn't do it. Everybody was doing it. But it's taboo now that you cannot talk about the blacks. But that's how Satan sets it up. Satan will tell you, you better not talk about me so it can have its way. Don't you dare talk about Satan. And I'm not saying the blacks are Satan, right? I'm just saying Satan is in control. But you don't dare talk about Satan. Don't you dare stop Satan. And then what happens is everybody's like, oh, shoot, don't say that. So then Satan is able to get in there and do his thing. It's a setup. So that's why we got to focus on ourselves, overcome, and you won't have to worry about none of that stuff. Rick out Virginia. Rick, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Satan will tell you,
Rick,
you better not talk about me so it can have its way.
Rick. Maybe Rick will come back. He's listening to my show on the radio or something in his car. I'll come back to Rick. But let's go to Maze. Maze out of Ohio. Maze, welcome to the show. You're on the air. Maze, are you excited as we are?
No, I don't have to be excited. Do I have to be? That's what people always think. People got to be excited because somebody else is.
Well,
I'm not sad.
But are you like a little happy?
Excuse me?
Are you a little happy?
You know what I'm happy that I'm not going to see?
What?
Somebody walking around with guns trying to go tear the place down because they're not happy with the situation that happened.
I agree with that.
Don't you agree with that?
I agree with that. Did you vote for Trump, though?
No, I didn't.
But you voted for Kamala?
It's not, my vote is, yes, I did.
Ooh! So
can I ask you,
you're mad. You're mad. You're mad, though. You're mad.
I'm not mad.
Oh,
I'm going
okay.
to ask you three questions.
Okay, go ahead.
Why am I mad? Well, because y'all were upset because Biden won? Y'all lived through it, didn't you?
Oh, heck yeah.
Okay, so people going to live through Trump.
That's right. You're right.
Let me ask you three questions. How many young people that went to law school and are lawyers that you know that's black? That's young ladies. Do you know any?
I don't know any. No.
Do you know any black doctors?
That's a good question.
Nurses?
No, not personally.
So, see, some people don't have nothing good to say about the black community and say you can't talk about black. I like to talk about, you can talk about the badness you see in black, but some don't even have nothing good to say about black or women because they don't like women. And then again,
I do have a good see, but you're picking and choosing because if you watch Punchy TV, we talked about, we had a whole episode where we're talking about how blacks have a low tolerance for silly stuff, which we respect. They're very grounded in their beliefs. When they believe in something, they don't play with it, and they have a low tolerance for silly behavior, and that's respectable. And we talked about that. So thank you very much, Mace.
But Joel, and then I want to ask you about your ancestors. The same thing. The one
I don't know my ancestors.
I'm saying, but you answered a few minutes. I want you to know when Black Wall Street and all those people in them different towns got burned out and they did not get reimbursed for it. Do you think that was right?
Say that again.
When those the people that like Black Wall Street and the other people like in Florida and the different street, like the one in Oklahoma, not the only one that got burned up. Do you think it was fair that they did not get restitution for what happened to their land and their home?
If that happened, and if it's not being skewed the way you're explaining it, if it happened to where their homes got burned up unrighteously, then yes, that's wrong.
And you never got to be put on your feet again, and your land is just sitting there, and you're still fighting, trying to get it. Do you think that's right? And then you turn around and tell them that they begging?
If that happened, because for one, you got it all out of context. Because for one, if that happened at the time, then yes, that's wrong. But there's no way that great grandchildren should be complaining about that. What the?
Well, are you complaining about those people out in California just got their land back that was taken away from their family, and they gave it back to them?
Yeah, because that's happening today, happening now.
That's what I'm saying. That's happening now. So if they had their land and everything was given back to them and made them whole, they wouldn't even be listening to people like the person that just talked to you to ask for anything or see anything. So give them what they deserve.
Give who? Give the blacks what they deserve?
The 100-and-something-year-old lady that's still sitting in Oklahoma waiting.
Okay, but listen, if that happened to any lady, but let's say if it was a black lady that happened to where her home was taking it, right, then she deserves justice for that because that's wrong. But this is not what the blacks' problem is, Maze. The blacks' problem is because they have this idea in their head that all this information from past slavery, ancestors, and abuse is now their problem, and they're carrying it when a lot of that stuff is not even true.
But Joel, you talked about the Black Panthers that caused the black community. You talk about all these three things that caused the community. So I don't understand. That's the past. So get it straight.
What do you mean?
You said when he asked you about the Black Panthers, did it cause any problem? And they asked about Kamala as of today, did it cause any problem? Did Obama cause any problem? No, Obama did not cause this country any problem.
He didn't cause the country problems?
What problem did it cause?
What
Bush caused the country more problems than Obama did. You got veterans walking around with no legs. Can't
want me to tell you? Want me to tell you the one problem? Can I tell you one problem that Obama did?
What was that?
So I don't know the whole background of all the things that he did that were bad that I can think of off the top of my head. James or Hake or Nick might know something more like Jesse. But let me just tell you what I know for a fact. Obama's whole presidency was based off a false thing. His thing was he's the first black president.
No,
that's the silliest thing. That's the silliest thing. And so he falsely, in a false way, united black people, which wasn't true, didn't happen, in the name of him being the first black president as a Democrat. And that's all a lie. That's fake.
Well, if that was the case, why did he serve twice?
Because people voted for him.
Thank you, and that's the way it should go.
Right. Yeah, but doesn't mean that they weren't brainwashed into thinking, oh, well, he's our black savior.
But did you hear what you heard what Mark said when he first came on? Thank God that the white people were saved. So what do you get out of that?
Thank God that the what?
The white race was saved. What do you get out of that?
Who said that?
He said Mark.
Oh, well, I disagree
It's not even
with
about
that.
you. It's about them.
I don't like that the over white pushing stuff. I don't like that. I don't agree with that stuff.
Well, you shouldn't like it, neither one. The white pushing stuff or the black,
But you be pushing the black, Maze.
No, I don't. I'm telling you, y'all push black stuff. That you don't talk about the real black stuff. You want to talk about the criminal side of the black stuff. What about the people that don't commit crime?
True.
Or what this TV don't commit. And then you find other people that you're not paying attention that want to go to war, kill up people, and do everything and tear up a country.
We talk about good blacks. We talk about good blacks. Yeah. Booker T. Washington. We talk about Clarence Thomas. We talk about Jesse had that one guy that had his own show, the Black Republican. I forgot his name. Thomas Sowell. And we had another one, and Jesse just interviewed another one on Fallen State, and he did Uncle Tom too. He was the guy that did Uncle Tom too, and Uncle Tom won.
I'm not what did Clarence Thomas do besides take some money?
But we talk about those are good blacks that we talk about.
Your man knows a good
Larry
black.
Larry Elder.
Oh really? What did they do besides hate? Besides hate themselves.
That doesn't mean you're saying that we don't talk good about blacks, and we do.
I think it was Larry Elder. He was on Rush Limbaugh show one time, and I talked to him.
And you liked him, and you liked him. He was a good black.
I could talk to anybody who say he's a good black. That's your opinion, because you say what the Caucasian wants you to say to make them happy. Those are the kind of people that I just can't deal with. I ain't gonna say nothing to make them happy. I'm gonna just tell them the truth and tell it like it is. It's just like Mark came out and said, for the Caucasian people, they ain't have no problem with that. They sit and act like it was nothing.
No, Hake does have a problem with it. Hake does have a problem with it.
He don't have a problem with that.
Hake corrects it. Hake corrects Mark all the time about that white stuff.
He prayed for it. He don't pray for no community but his own. That's what's so funny about it.
Well,
so I wasn't gonna call today. I was gonna let y'all have fun with y'all election. And enjoy it, because if when it comes to when you're something you don't like that he does, we don't want to hear it. I'm just gonna laugh at you and tell you you put it there, deal with it.
Well, you could have just laughed inside. You had to come up on here and just ruin the day, everybody's day.
No, I didn't. I'm not ruining the day. The person that came on putting us into the conversation. We shouldn't have had anything to do about what was talked about. Pamela or the woman cutting the child's hair had nothing to do with y'all having a party. That's the person that's sour the party.
It had to be talked about, though. It needed to be talked about.
Well, if you can talk about it and you can't give a response to something being talked about, you want to ban somebody because you don't like what they said. Oh yes, Joey, that's why I like you so much. I'm glad you give me the opportunity to speak.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the call.
There's two sides to a brain.
Yeah.
And
you're
some
right.
people don't lose but one side, and that's the only thing they can see.
You bring a nice little balance, Maze. We appreciate it.
Have a good one. And I said I don't care if they like me or not.
All right.
Because I'm not trying to say what they want me to say to make them happy. They'll be waiting a long time. Have a good one.
All right, you too, Maze. Oh, shoot. I hung up on the wrong person. What a mess. Let me go to Fred, first time caller out of Norway. Fred, a couple minutes here and then I got to end. How's it going, Fred?
I'm fine, thank you.
No problem.
Yes, I was just calling in for I'm living with my parents, and I just had an advice. If you had an advice of that, but I own the house. I bought the house for 3 years ago, but then I had to sell my own apartment because I couldn't afford having two places, right? So I had to move in the basement, but they don't I feel like moved into my old boys room, right? So but I'm struggling to find a way out because of everything is so expensive in inflation and stuff. So
well, you still pay for the house? You bought the house and you pay for it?
Yeah, I rent. They rent. They pay a small fee, but I can't. The prices has gone super high, but they can't afford paying more than they already have from the beginning, right?
But you own the house, right? It's your house, and they pay you.
Yeah, for the rent. Yeah.
Oh, so then that's your house. That's your house. It's not like you're beta. You refuse to go out on your own. No, that's your house that you live in, and maybe you're in some unfortunate circumstances where you can't afford to have two places. But it's a little different because that's your house that you own that they pay you for. So, why can't you? If you could, what's the problem with you being in the basement? What's the problem?
It's like they don't, it's hard to have like a space. Like they always knock on the door, like they come in and they don't respect, privacy. It's like it could be with somebody else, but they are like a very,
Well, why are they the authority in your house? That's your house.
Yeah, I set the boundaries. I have talked to them, but it's hard to like when they are so, fixed on the small that I'm their child, right? And yeah,
well,
it's very hard. I really want to I want to get like I don't feel I have my own life because because of the circumstances. So
why not tell them that they better back off because you own the house and you can kick them out any point that you want to. You don't owe them anything. And they're how old are you? Over 18, right?
Yeah, I'm 30.
Yeah, you're a grown man. They're grown adults. They're not your parents in that way anymore. Meaning that you guys are both grown adults. So you don't have to falsely obey them in any kind of way or respect them in a weird way. No, that's your home that you pay for, and they pay rent to you. So they better not be coming and disturbing you, or you can kick them out.
Yeah, yeah. I really.
Well, why is it hard?
I have tried, but they are always starting to cry and they are getting very frustrated when I'm having a moment when I'm like, why you should be thankful, you could be on the street, not on the street, but they are very unthankful, I will probably stick up with them a little more.
But why is it and I'm just asking questions here. Why is that? Why do you not have that authority with them? Have you forgiven them? Have you heard JLP's message on forgiveness?
Yes, I have forgiven them, and but I'm struggling with the silent prayer and to stay calm. I'm on ADHD medicine, and I think that's screwing. Now I'm sorry for the language. I don't like. Yeah, I just want. I'm decided I want to get rid of it. With your shoes that I listen to. I don't want it anymore, right? So, and it's been So maybe that will do better. I could be more quieter inside. I don't know.
Well, why are you afraid to hurt their feelings? You said that they cry and stuff. Why does it affect you if they cry when you stand firm?
It's my sister is also living here, and she doesn't pay rent. But she has a big influence on me, and also my other siblings, and they're
they're all there.
No, not everybody, but my sister and my parents, but not my two other siblings. But they have all they don't contribute, right? I'm feeling so stuck in my life, but they don't. I'm I want to get out of this, but they don't, contribute.
That's okay. So now I kind of understand it more. You, at the end of the day, I don't know what's best for you. Only you can know what's best for you. So this is just my advice, and you can take it with a grain of salt. The issue is not you getting out of that place with your parents. The issue is you getting out of this mentality and these feelings as if these people own you. You pay for that house. That's your house. So what it seems to me you need to work on is standing up to these people and taking your authority, getting your authority back. However those steps need to be taken, but they live with those. You pay the rent. That's your house. They should not have authority over you, and they also shouldn't be making you feel bad. Now, I wouldn't stress yourself out and try to make yourself be strong. Just be aware that you're dealing with them improperly. But just know that they have no right to tell you what you need to do or invade your privacy in a house that you pay for. And they should know at the same time that any moment they get crazy, you can kick them out. They should know that in the back of their mind, because they should be respecting you for giving them a place to live, you know?
Yeah, because they didn't had because the bank was going to take the house, right? So I just bought it right before they took it and sold it on the open, yeah. So I feel like thank you. I will try. But you think it's with the silent prayer and the stuff you talk about, that will help the authority that I can
great point. I will make that last point, and then I got to end the show, but I'll make that last point. Yes, that's the perfect way to put it, is that keep doing the silent prayer morning and night, watching your thoughts, right? Keep doing that. And you don't want to try to make yourself be stronger. You don't want to try to make yourself have authority or try to talk loud or whatever. You just want to recognize that that's not happening. Just pay attention to how you're feeling. Just watch how you're feeling. Don't try to control it. Don't try to change it. Just know that that's what you're feeling, this weakness, and you can't do what you need to do. In being aware that it'll start to change on its own if you're, being aware and watching it.
Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah.
I will. And don't judge yourself for it. Everybody's overcoming, everybody's learning, everybody's trying to make sense of this stuff. Just be aware of yourself, and eventually you'll learn and make sense of what's really going on. So just be aware.
Yeah, I will try. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, Fred. I appreciate it, and call me again.
I will. Thank you so much.
All right, have a good one.
Bye.
Bye. Y'all, I gotta end. I gotta go. Rick and Luke and the other callers, I gotta end. I'm past time. Come on. But what's today? Joel Friday TV across the board. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, and share. American Anchor Baby is coming in at 4 p.m. today. Make sure you guys tune in. Flip over to there. Shout out to the callers. Great calls. Super chats I will get to tomorrow. I didn't have time to get to them today. Congratulations to the Trump supporters and Trump as well, and the family, the Trump family. Right on. We'll see what the future holds. We just have a wait and see attitude, and we work on ourselves. We do our part, and then let God cook. Until next time, y'all, I gotta go. All that good stuff. I'll see you on the flip. I'm back here tomorrow with another episode. Who knows what we'll get into? We'll figure it out. But I'll see you guys later. Bye.